Welcome back to ANZ Combined Racing League's replay of Round 2, Race 2 of the Brazilian 2009 StockCar series here at Velo Citta. This race was a 40-minute race plus the one last lap after the timer has gone down with the compulsory pit stop for tyres again. So you can see there for the qualifying, we had Zach 18 again on pole with Timmy 82 in second, Cuckoo in third, Gunner down in the second row, but he's going to have the outside run to turn one beside Cuckoo. Monkey in a good position down the inside of row 3 with Scar 666 on the outside there of turn of row 3. Row 4 with Highlander 1777 alongside Dado Racer in 8th, and then the 5th row we got Zaki 3 with G Dude, and the 6th row Lockie 555. Not a particularly good qualifying run from him. Alongside him will be Stu, and then Kiz rounding out the 13. Now we didn't have, unfortunately, Fish Racing in, who was substituting, was reserve driver actually for Mark and Dog, so didn't make race 2 here, which is the feature race. Now I might just mention as well with the points, so you have the sprint races, which are a little bit less points that we've just seen previously, and then the feature race. And for first, second, third, fourth and fifth, there's a points difference compared to the sprint races. So first you get 30 points compared to the 24 for sprint races. Second, 26 points compared to the 20, and then the feature race for third is 22 points compared to the 18 for the sprint, and then fourth is 19 points to 17, and then fifth we've got 17 points to compared to the 16, and then from basically 6th down to 20th they all go down by 1 point from 15 all the way down to the final point for 20th. So with 13 runners, 8 points is up for grab for the last place and 30 points for first. And we'll have a quick look at the track map before we get started again. So as you can see, there's it says 15 turns there, but if we take out maybe a couple of bits through the little twisty bits there, we can say round them out to around about 12 corners. 3 sectors. The first sector actually is fairly complicated out down into the first corner, and make sure they don't outbrake themselves, especially with the boost button. And then it's pretty smooth sailings up the hill. And then they've got the start of the second sector, turns 5. You can see the right hand 90-degree bend can catch a few people out, as can also turn 7, the hairpin. Before then they run up along the top of the hill into the sector 3, the final sector, where they have the little corkscrew period of turns 8, 9 and 10, and as we said, turn 11, the second last corner after the pit entry, can be quite tricky if you pinch a rear brake, as we've seen a few cars turn around there, and then the big sweeping right hand corner of turn 12 to get back onto the start finish straight. So we'll get back into the gameplay, into the race. As my phone wants to ring, but we'll just turn that off. And so here we go for the start of the race. And we'll see how it all pans out. As we've got the overcast skies, doesn't look like there's going to be any rain whatsoever. There's always that possibility, as we know, as Cuckoo's had a little look early on Timmy. He's been right on board him, as the actions are plenty at the start of this race. As you can see here now, with Timmy 82. I wish he would go back to T-Bets, but there's quite a few know him as Betsy. Doing a great job putting on that pressure early on. Those 4 take off again like they did in race 1, as here comes Gunner. Oh, they've got a bit of bump and grind going on here up into the hairpin of turn 7. they come through now. So welcome back to this man here, Monkey, in position 5. As he negotiates down through this twisty bit, holding off Scar 666 at the same time. Now Highlander's dropped, actually. We didn't see the incident there. There was a little incident early on, I think into turn 1, where they went off a little bit, but we'll see how we can recover from that. There's Dado Racer under plenty of pressure by G2. Nice racing by the dude. As he's trying to see if he can duck down and take an early position from Dado. Now the push to pass button will activate at the completion of the first lap. Now, oh, they've got a little bit of biff and barging going on here. The boys play for sheep stations for race 2 here, the feature race, into it hard. Great to see some nice, aggressive but fair racing. Be careful they don't get too involved though with the bump and grinds, as it can affect these cars. As you can see, Stu actually doing a nice job there, just tailing the back of Lockie 5.5s. We got Kiz and Highlander in the 2 shell cars recovering from that first lap incident. Oh, and the power out of the hairpin. It's just caught Stu out. And we're back here with Zacky's of the run down the corkscrew. It's great to see the cars filtering through this section of the circuit. You can just see how much it drops down the hill. The elevation change here at Velo Citta is amazing. Fairly complex little track. Definitely got to have the wits about you, that's for sure. Oh, what was that? I think that was just one of the cars lagging out a little bit on the screen, but I think all is okay. Didn't like his Gunner's car. And he's definitely behind T-Bets on that screen as Zach 18. Starts lap 3, back in the lead. It's a lot better to start this race than rolling start, all in formation, as T-Bet's still hounding the back of Cuckoo. Gunner's probably just sitting back watching. Probably planning out his actual pit strategy. As now Cuckoo's trying his hardest on the back of Zach 18. Let's see if Zach 18 can actually capitalise on his good qualifying result, as it looks like he's showing Cuckoo the outside, and he's down deep into the brakes, down in the corkscrew, 2x2, as the cameraman. What are you doing? We're missing all the action. Look at this racing here early on, and it looks like Cuckoo's made that pass. Nice move. Oh, look at the attitude. Oh, and he's up over the grass. He's going to drop a few places here. It looks like Gunner. He's slipping down the inside here onto the start finish straight. Looks that way. Intense racing at the start here of the feature race. 40-minute run, plus the 1 extra lap. Now Monkey's all over the back of Zach as he comes up into turn 5. Tight braking, but the car does slow down fairly well with the uphill run. And obviously Zach 18's been a little bit rattled, and I think at the start of this race he's just trying to get himself back into the rhythm. Easily done when you start dropping from first position all the way back down to 4th, using those 3 positions. The space of a lap was getting pounded down through the corkscrew by Cuckoo, and then it just continued on. These 5 have definitely cleared away from this man here, Dado Racer, as he comes on down. And there's Stu making inroads back on the back of Kiz. Oh, just talking about Stu, and he's had a moment. battle here for fourth position between Zach 18 and Monkey. Down the start finish straight. Has Monkey engaged his booster pass? It looks he may. He's going to be on the outside though. Oh, he's just trying to pull it up. He's gone very deep, but he's been able to look for maybe the crisscross, but not quite. Scar 666. Early pit stop for him. Substitute for reserve driver there for Colonel Lloyd. Scarlett waiting to get out of the pit lane. At this stage it looks like he's just got out. There's Gunner putting a lot of pressure here in the penultimate corner. Time remaining isn't actually working with a little display up. See those give us a little reference. It's taking a dive down the inside. Current stage with T-Bets. T-Bets holding strong around the outside, but he's going to struggle with this little part of the circuit. Gunners have to give way. Didn't want to compromise his little run up the hill. Great driving. See those headlights, they're just a sticker actually on the headlights of these cars. They don't have any headlights, so again it's getting a little bit dark here in the late afternoon. The race start was 4 PM, the overcast skies. I know he's hitting the headlights on there, they won't work, but they will bring up the tail lights of the car. Bit of breathing space as he's filtering down this hill, but as Monkey follows the curb hop of Zach 18 as they all come filtering down this hill. Lap 6. 10 minutes into this race almost, just over 9 minutes. We've got another half an hour to go. And most still have to take their compulsory pit stop as well. What a great opening 7 laps we've had here. Velo Citta here on Automobilista 2 for ANZ Combined Racing League's Round 2, Race 2 of the Brazilian 2009 StockCar Championship. I'm your host Neil Haynes, hope you're enjoying. There's Timmy doing a sensational job at this stage, holding off Gunner. They're all in the 28s and also the 29s, majority of the field, a few 30s, so pretty hot pace out there. This is a replay of our Sunday night league race, which you can find us on the website, I'm linking on Twitch. So racing for, finding some races for Australia and New Zealand sim races on Automobilista too. Great to have some of you guys on board. Round 3 this weekend. And probably at one of the nicest flowing circuits as Gunner has made this move now on Timmy. But we go to Giovanna circuit. We actually have a week break after round 3 before we come back to round 4, as we are hosting our Bathurst 12 hour on Saturday the 4th of February. So the Sunday the 5th is a free night, so everyone can recover. So the Bathurst 12 hour will be on Automobilista 2, and it's a 2 hour 25-minute race with the times 10 time progression, times 5, sorry. Now let's go down and have a little look here. Zaki 3, he's been in the thick of things. He's trying to chase down Dado Racer and trying to hold off at the same time, blocking 5.5s. Right in the middle of a battle between these two cars. Soaking up the time. Watching the time count down at this stage. Highland and G-Dude are slowly making their way back through the field after the first lap incident that we just didn't quite catch. Now just also got to acknowledge Lockie 555 as well has come on to do this reserve driver for Colonel Roy, but this was after he'd also done a massive, I think it was a NASCAR race during the day on the Sunday in the afternoon. So jumping between the two different sims is a little art in itself. The different physics of the two different games. It looks like Lockie 555. Oh no, little moment from Zaki 3. Got on that grass. Just don't offer any grip whatsoever. So he gets back around as Highlander comes on through to the final corner. And Highlander starting his 10th lap. As G-Dude takes the opportunity for the pit stop as well, so he's coming in. Oh no, he's actually, he's parked it. He's into the pit lane, so obviously an issue there for G-Dude, and I believe it was actually an engine blow for G-Dude, so he's out on lap 10. That's unfortunate for that fella, but Cuckoo still holding off the challenge from Gunner, who's made that move we saw earlier on Timmy or T-Bets, but T-Bets ain't letting him go. And these cars are so fun to drive as well. They've quite a bit of horsepower at the rear end of these cars, and you've got to tame them. They're a little bit like the Aussie V8 supercars. A little bit more lighter and probably you could say compactor, as it was the Cruise, the Chevrolet or the Holden Cruise model. Which is more of a smaller full sedan type of car. Absolutely look fantastic out on circuit. As Zaki comes into the pits, so he's deciding to take this stop after his little moment. He's done that one lap out, probably to set up his strategy to come into pits. See that afternoon sun's trying to break through these overcast skies. But here he comes, trying to find his pit bay. As you can see, they've jacked up G-Dude's car, probably having a look underneath, saying what's going on here with your engine. Getting it ready for round 3. Quick turnaround, only a week. And all the drivers will be able to have a little break between round 3s and round 4. So, but when we say break, they will be back in action. And the majority of the drivers will be into the Bathurst 12 hour. And the GT3 cars around Mount Panorama. Monkey when we can picking up Zach 18. Zach 18 was the leader of this race, as we know, and slowly got bombarded, you could say, by the drivers early on. As there's a slowing Scar 666 down the front straight. Stay on here as Monkey's having a nice little look down the inside of Zachy, but thought better of it. Keeping the pressure on Zach 18. One would think that Monkey's not too far away from a podium in this series. He's well and truly in the hunt for one here. It's not too far away. We've got the mandatory stops yet to play out. We're getting close to halfway race distance. Battle up front here between Cuckoo. As here comes Gunner, so he's jumped in before everyone else here of the leading pack. It takes around about 7 to 8 minutes to change 2 tyres, or around about 13 seconds for all 4. Plus a transition time. It's a very slow and long pit lanes in Brazil. I like their pit lanes long. Track sponsorship there of Zach 18s of the Blau motorsport car. So obviously a track fan favourite. Velo Citta. So probably have all the corporates whining and dining as they would, cheering their man on. He's doing a good job out in 4th position. Put it on pole for both race 1 and 2. So he's had some pace in the qualifying sessions. The track was a little bit damp too, as well, especially through the valley part of turns 2 and 3. Entry into turn 3. Had some pull in the water. Monkey's having a little look on the outside. It's a long way around here, but you can obviously try and put off your competitor, and there's a little wobble. Monkey's slightly in front. Will he keep it in here into this little section of the circuit? Oh, there's a lot of curb. Great driving by both of these guys. It's a hard, fast, competitive racing by these two. They haven't let off all race actually. I would think that probably Monkey's just a little bit faster than Zach 18. Probably just getting held up in different parts of the circuit. Here he goes, has a look down. Tight part of the circuit to try and actually make a move. We did see actually T-Bets, I think, put a lot of pressure on Zach 18 and make that stick through that section of the circuit. It's afternoon hazy. It's very hazy out there with the overcast. Maybe that's a little bit of moisture, a little bit of spitting rain out in the hills. But obviously all clear here at the circuit at the moment as Stu has just been overtaken by Highlander. reserve drivers, and acknowledgement also has to go out to Stu to actually help the league continue on here for round 2. As myself being the league organiser was unable to attend. That's why he's actually in my car as well, and due to some family funeral. But he's doing a very good job and kept the motor running, you could say, for both my car and also for the league. So very much thank you to Stu. And little plug for Stu with his league, Gravel Trap Legends, run on a Monday and Wednesday night. So make sure you go and check them out on Discord. And they run a very tight and entertaining league as well. So many of these drivers are all known around those circles. So it's a really tight community here for ANZCRL races. As here comes Timmy for his pit stop. And following him as well, he's a Monkey. So let's see how long Monkey was up for. Looks like he's gone all 4s. That's longer than the 7 seconds, so he's probably tried all 4 tyres for this longer race at halfway point. So that he also has some nice fresh tyres right on all corners of that car. So we'll keep an eye on him as T-Bets must have the lead of this race at this stage. They're running long. No Gunner went into the pits early. About a 40-second lead on Gunner. That's ever so quickly evaporating at the same time. So I think that they may have to start thinking about getting those fresh tyres on these cars at this halfway point. Past the halfway point now. Dado Racer is into the lane. And I think Dado Racer is actually, not too sure if he's, I think he's actually retired after he actually had a crash as well up in the turn 5, I think it might have been. And also at the same time that trying to pick up Zach 18 in pit lane, they won't let me do it. But anyway, we won't worry about the pits at the moment. So Dado, I believe he, after hitting the wall, may have lost an engine as well. On lap 12 it was, so it was a long time ago. So we're under lap 17. So enthralled with the battle between Monkey and Zach 18. Looks like Monkey's actually, when we try and pick up Monkey, Zach 18 in pit lane. So we'll just see how he goes here. Just coming out of pit lane, so Monkey looks like he may have leapfrogged Zach 18 in the pit lane. So good job there. Wait for it all to settle itself down. So maybe Zach 18 did get out actually, so he's actually only 13 seconds behind Cuckoo, so Monkey didn't, so he lost some time in the pit lane. So, but Zach 18 trying to follow Gunner, and also has, geez, his timing screen is absolutely doing my head in, unfortunately, with Automobilista 2 having it all wandering everywhere on me. But granted, it was a shared race replay, so it may just not be registering as well as if it was actually my own replay. but we're working with what we can. Zach 18 now is actually showing that he is behind Monkey, so there you go. So that's what I thought was the situation. So Monkey did leapfrog Zach 18 to get lane, so great job by that man. And now it looks like it's all set themselves, and we got Kiz in 9th position. Chasing down Zaki 3. He's just 2 seconds in front. We don't have to really worry about the time because you can just see him there. Coming on the start-finish line. The start lap 18. About 10 more laps remaining of this race. No evidence of any rain, but it does look a little bit threatening out on the horizon with those misty skies. Up to 4:30 local time here in Brazil. Championship. He's actually taking the car of Saturday 15 for those that may have watched the first round at Velo Park. So Saturday 15 obviously unavailable to continue on the series with a new job hours on a Sunday night. What an awful night to have to start a week's worth of work on the Sunday. But anyway, so Kiz has been able to take the points from Saturday 15 that he accumulated at the first round, the opening round of this series. So give him a little bit of incentive to maybe climb up the field. It's only a 5-round championship with 8 races. The opening round and the final round at Interlagos, actually the final round, that should be a ripper of a race. Both an hour-long race with double points of a feature. 60 points on offer for the final round for the winner. This weekend a two race round format. Round 4 will also be a 2-round format. And round 4 will see us at Campo Grande, which is again a very nice circuit for these cars. To the later half of this series, so there's obviously time for anyone to join in to the action. I think it's time that we go on board this man here, Lockie 55s. Maybe next time around for a lap around Velo Citta. See how the drivers are actually faring. He's actually, I believe, got a one inborn in the car. So see how these conditions are going with a late afternoon sun, trying to break through these cloudy overcast skies. As he's trying to chase down Zach 18. Zach 18's thinking, why am I getting into so much battles all the time? He just wants to have a break. Oh, jumping the curb, Zach 18. Yeah, there's a nice little battle here between Kiz. We may just pick this up first because Kiz is actually now really putting a lot of pressure on Zaki 3. There's a bit of action here with him following, so we don't lose the action. We will go actually on board Kiz and see how it all goes in these close proximity. So Zach 18 is under pressure with Lockie 5.5s, and Zaki 3 is under pressure by Kiz, but let's jump on board here and see how it all goes for a lap around Velo Citta. Enjoy, guys. There you go, a lap around Velo Citta. On board, Kiz in the number 51 Shell V-Power car in 9th position, chasing down Zaki 3. And we'll just go up and see how Zaki 18, or Zak 18 is going, as he's trying to hold off fast charging Lockie 5.5s. Got round about 8 minutes left of this race, about 8.5 minutes or so, plus that one extra lap. Thinking about it and thought better. So we've still got Gunner out in front. Looks like he's just put a lap on Scar 666, which he has, the Texaco car, or as they like to know, the Full-Time Sports. His teammate Dado Racer, unfortunately, found the fence on lap 12. Nice healthy 8-second lead again. Gunner is absolutely shown a absolute lesson to the rest of the field on how to utilise the pit strategy and manage these tyres, one would imagine, because he was in amongst the battle of Timmy and Cuckoo. Just remind everyone, Timmy 82 is T-Bets 82. Flames are getting a little bit more pronounced, obviously. Darker conditions out there. I believe that's maybe where Dado went out of turn 7, the hairpin actually. We've seen his problem. Cuckoo as well, coming down the hill in 3rd position. Oh, taking a little bit of curve. Risky. Monkey's not that too far away. 11 seconds behind. As we've seen, unfortunately, Scar 666 in race 1 here, the shorter sprint race, come undone on the penultimate lap going through that little section of the downhill run. It cost him many a places. He was in 6th and ended up being nothing. He was actually finished in the 10th position that he is currently holding in the feature race. Obviously the feature race rewards the top 5 with a bit of extra points compared to the rest of the field, compared to that and the sprint race. So Zach 18 is obviously happy that he's in front of Lockie 55s as Highlander now coming on through, so he's had a pass on Zachy 3 that we missed, or Zachy 3. Maybe he's been caught in the middle there. We just haven't really taken much notice, unfortunately. I apologise to Highlander after he had that first lap little incident with G-Dude, I think it was. And was caught off the cameras. Up and off the cameras, I should say. We didn't quite catch it. Will he get onto the back and challenge maybe for a possible 5th position? This would be a great comeback drive from Highlander, and he would be fairly, I was going to say emotional, he would be emotional, but he would have the red mist definitely behind that visor after the race 1. It looks like it's just starting to, that sun, it's just starting to be peeking down below those heavy clouds and overcast skies that have just been hanging over the top of the circuit this afternoon. That's going to make it a little bit tricky. Probably around about 2 more laps remaining. So we'll see Highlander make a move on Highlander. He doesn't need any more incentive. Is what we saw going into turn 1 there. You could see Zach 18 and Lockie 55s in front of him. Solid run. Sometimes the cars that go unnoticed in a race as well, the ones that perform on the day, doesn't become relevant, doesn't become noticed actually sometimes until later on the race when you realise that they were a fair way behind the battling packs. So he's had to work hard through this race. In the 29, nearly flat, so he's almost the fastest man out on circuit. Actually was that previous lap around. So another race it could have been for Highlander. As we saw as well, where he got unfortunately taken out, or won't really say taken out, but just a little mishap between him and Sato in race round 1 at Velo Park. Looped him around when he was hanging, but for a good challenge for maybe 3rd. It wasn't definitely written in the result screens for him to finish 3rd, but he was battling Cuckoo for that 3rd position. And he obviously was 2nd in race 1 here. And qualified well for race 2. Actually, no, he didn't qualify well, I should say, for race 2. He's actually down in the order in 8th. So again, that's one of those things when you qualify poorly, you end up also in the place of the grid that you're not used to. Some of the biff and barge that can happen into the first few corners. Sometimes this can be a bit of a reality check to some of the drivers as well when they're used to being so far up the order. It really comes down to seeing if they can try and give a little bit of space to some of these drivers that sometimes fall under a little bit of a mistake under pressure early in the race, so they start to run and drift a little bit wide. As trying to pick up Stu here, because I just noticed he's now getting on the back of also of Scar 666, and this will be the last lap that these guys will take. So Here is Gunner going through on the uphill section up into turn 5 on his final lap. Battle going on here. So we've got some lap traffic to contend with as well at the same time by the looks of things. Oh no, this is actually Monkey. So Monkey's fallen into the grips of all this too. So it's a four-way battle. Anything can happen here at the last part of this race. May just have to give up the final run here to Gunner. Was here he's into the final part of the circuit to take race 2 here of round 2 and make it 3 from 3 here for the Brazilian 2009 Stock Car Series here at ANZ Combined Racing League. Congratulations to the number 8 car of the Hot Car Competitions, Gunner 182. But we'll come straight back to this battle here as they come down this hill. This is going to be great. What a train we've got here for the final 4th position of the race. Oh, a little bit of a moment for Zach 18, but he's been able to keep it together as they come into the penultimate corner on the last lap. And it looks like it could be Monkey who will hold on to 4th position here if he can get the power down well. Will Highlander, does anyone have a push to a boost button in reserve? It looks like Lockie is going to hold on to 6th position and Highlander in 7th position after a great comeback drive. Beautiful racing by all the drivers here today. Zaki 3 as well. He's been in a battle with Kiz as well all race. The race is not disappointed. It's definitely a great series, these cars, or even it comes down to drivers and their strategies that they be able to get the most out of it. And it looks like Zaki has held on to 8th position. Congratulations to Zaki. And we'll just quickly go into now, we'll get the race results come up on our screen here. And there we go for race 2. And we can see Gunner 180 over the top of T-Bets. T-Bets again with a 127.836. Not quite as fast as his 27.740 in the first race. But then Cuckoo hold on for a bit of a lonely race there in 3rd position. But what a battle we had for 4th position, the closing stages of that race. We had Monkey in 4th, Zach 18 in the Blow Motorsport car, which was sponsored today with the race as well, with plenty of that signage everywhere. Lockie 555's Colonel Lloyd will be happy with that, with a DNF in round 1 at Velo Park. He'd be happy with Lockie's results there in 6th position, getting a 15 points, and 7th, Highlander 1777. But my driver of the day would have to go to Gunner. He had a great race, but close by would be obviously Highlander 1777 with his comeback drive. Zaki 3 in 8th position, getting 13 points towards his championship challenge. And Kiz in 9th for the final of the Shell V-Power cars. Scar 666 was able to hold off Stu, who was kindly reserving for myself, Woody Lizard, in the number 77 Pratty Donna Doozy racing car. And then we had Dado Racer with a crash on lap 12 and the engine blow for G-Dude on lap 10, both getting half points as well. So that will give us now the look at the standings, and you can just see now how much those DNFs are hurting the cars down the back of the grid. But Gunner obviously in a nice position there in 1st position with 114 points over T-Bets in 93 points. And then 9 points behind him is Cuckoo on 84. And then Highlander further 12 points behind, with a probably tough race there, race 3, race 2 of the round 2. Zaki 3 looking really good with leading the charge with Zach 18. in 5th position. Woody Lizard still holding on with a little slight chance to get into the top 5 of this championship challenge, as is Kiz, who was able to pick up the reserve driver of Saturday 15 in the round 1. And then Monkey and Scar, only 1 point separating those guys too. And Colonel Lloyd. That 6th position should be actually a green symbol there, showing that the reserve drivers were in place, not a red. So that was my bad. And you can see Mark and Dogs with a did not start by Fish on that final race. Obviously hurt him a little bit. And Dado Race and G Do, they're struggling to get to the end of these races. They're having a few little issues, but hopefully we'll see them with better results this week when we find ourselves at Guyana for round 3 of the championship, with again a race 1 will be a 20-minute race with another feature race of 40 minutes. I've been your host, Neil Haynes. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream here for ANZ Combined Racing League of our replay, and I look forward to bringing them again to you next week after this Sunday's racing. Till then, cheerio.